Okay, so everyone is losing their minds over the new M5 iPad Pro, right? And yeah, the M5 chip is an absolute monster. But here's the thing. If you think that's the whole story, especially when it comes to AI, you're missing the real secret sauce. There's another chip in here that nobody's talking about, and it might be even more important.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to put it. Focusing on the M5 is like looking at a supercar and only talking about the engine. I mean, the engine is incredible, don't get me wrong. But what really unlocks its full potential? It's this tiny, kind of uncelebrated piece of silicon that Apple has, believe it or not, been cooking up in secret for years.
All right, before we pull back the curtain on that secret weapon, we've got to give the M5 its due respect. I mean, this thing is the main event for a reason. To really get why this whole system is so mind-blowing, you have to understand the sheer horsepower we're starting with. And we're not just talking raw speed here. This is smart, specialized power.
So this is interesting. For the first time, Apple is being super clear that not all M5s are the same. If you go for the 256 or 512 gig models, you're getting a 9-core CPU, which is crazy fast. But if you spec up to the 1 or 2 terabyte versions, you unlock a full 10-core CPU and a bump to 16 gigs of RAM. Now, for most people, that might not matter. But for pros, for people really pushing this thing, that one extra performance core, that's just pure time saved. That's money.
And the power story doesn't stop with the CPU. Let's talk about the GPU. Every single model gets this beastly 10-core GPU. But honestly, the core count isn't the big story here. The real news is the architecture. Check this out. Apple has actually put a dedicated neural accelerator inside every single GPU core. This is a massive shift, you guys. The GPU isn't just for pushing pixels anymore. It's become this distributed AI powerhouse, spreading machine learning jobs all across the chip. It's wild.
So you've got this insane CPU, this AI-infused GPU. What's the glue holding it all together? It's this number right here, 153 gigabytes per second of memory bandwidth. I mean, what does that even mean? To put it in perspective, that's like downloading 3 full Blu-ray movies in 1 second. It's just a ridiculous amount of data. This is the bloodstream of the chip. It's this massive data highway that lets the CPU, the GPU, and the neural engine all talk to each other instantly with no traffic jams. It's the reason everything just feels snappy.
Okay, so the M5 on its own, it's an absolute masterpiece of silicon engineering. But let's be real. Modern workflows, especially AI stuff, they don't just happen on your device anymore, right? You're pulling stuff from the cloud, you're collaborating with teams, you're working with enormous files, and all of a sudden, all that incredible on-device power hits a wall. The bottleneck isn't the chip anymore, it's your connection to the rest of the world. And that brings us to Apple's secret weapon.
See, for more than 10 years, Apple has been using wireless chips from other companies, off-the-shelf parts. Well, that officially ends now. Because hidden away on the logic board is a brand new, custom-designed chip that completely redefines how this iPad talks to, well, everything.
Meet the N1. This is Apple's very first completely in-house wireless networking chip for the iPad. And look, I know a networking chip doesn't sound as sexy as a CPU, but this is a huge deal. Why? Because when Apple designs their own silicon, they control the entire stack. Performance, power efficiency, and, this is the key, a seamless, perfect integration with the M5.
So what does this little N1 chip actually get you? Well, it unlocks 3 totally game-changing wireless technologies. Let's quickly go through them. Okay, first up, Wi-Fi 7. The big superpower here is something called multi-link operation. The analogy on screen is perfect. Think of your data as delivery trucks. With old Wi-Fi, all your trucks are stuck on one crowded highway. It gets jammed up. But with Wi-Fi 7, it's like opening up 2 brand new highways. The system can send your data trucks down all 3 at the same time, always picking the fastest, least congested route. The end result? Just way, way faster speeds, almost no lag, and a connection that is just rock solid.
Next, the N1 brings Thread networking. Now, you might not have heard of Thread, but it's super important. It's basically the backbone for the new Matter smart home standard. By baking this right into the iPad Pro, Apple is saying, hey, this device isn't just for your pro work anymore. It's going to be the fastest, most reliable command center for your entire smart home. It's a pretty big play.
Okay, let's zoom out for a second. We've got 2 amazing pieces of custom silicon here. On one side, a computational monster. On the other, a communications genius. But the real magic, the absolute secret sauce of this new iPad Pro, is how these 2 chips work together. This is the formula for the AI beast.
So you've got the M5,
This is your on-device beast. It's the brains, it's the muscle, it does all the heavy lifting right there on the device.
And then you've got the N1. This is the world-class data firehose. It's that incredibly fast, low-latency pipeline to the rest of the world. Think of it as the iPad's lifeline.
And when you put them together, M5 plus N1, that's the AI beast. This is the formula that starts to totally blur the line between what you do on your device and what you do in the cloud. It makes that distinction almost meaningless. Let me show you what I mean.
Let's talk about hybrid AI. So you need to do something super complex, right? The N1's Wi-Fi 7 makes that connection to a massive AI server in the cloud feel instantaneous. The data comes flying back, and the M5 is right there, ready to instantly process and render it on your screen with zero lag. So imagine you're an interior designer. You use a cloud AI to generate a bunch of design styles, and the M5 renders the whole scene photorealistically in real time. That's the M5 and N1 working in perfect harmony.
And it's not just AI. This completely changes pro collaboration. Thanks to the N1, grabbing a massive 8K video file off your studio's network server, it feels like you're plugged in with a cable. It's that fast. And as that data is streaming in, the M5 is already working on it, scrubbing the timeline, applying color grades, whatever, with no lag. All that friction you're used to, it's just gone.
All right, enough with the chips and the specs and the theory. What does all this power actually feel like? You know, when you're holding it in your hands, what's the real-world experience?
Honestly, the feeling is that the friction just melts away. The technology just disappears. The device isn't trying to catch up to you anymore. It feels like it's a step ahead, just waiting for your next idea, ready to go instantly.
Okay, let's put it to the test. Open up Final Cut Pro, you drag in a massive 8K ProRes file, and you can start scrubbing through it instantly. No proxies, no waiting. Then you hit the AI Scene Analysis button, and it's done in seconds, not minutes. You want to cut someone out of the background? The AI rotoscoping gives you a perfect mask in real time. You can play back fully color-graded 8K footage with zero dropped frames. I mean, this entire workflow, a year ago, this was high-end Mac Pro, fans-blazing territory, and now it's happening silently on a thin sheet of glass. It's just nuts.
And here's the why. This chart says it all. We're talking about a leap of more than 4 times the peak GPU performance for AI tasks compared to the already fast M4. And again, this isn't just about making things faster. It's a fundamental architectural change, all thanks to those little neural accelerators Apple embedded in every single GPU core.
So the big question is, who is this actually for? I mean, it's pretty clear this is purpose-built for a very specific type of user. If you're a creative pro, this is for you, because every second of render time you save is another second you can spend actually creating. If you're an AI developer, this is the ultimate portable test machine for those new hybrid AI models. And yeah, if you're a tech enthusiast who just wants to live on the absolute bleeding edge, this device isn't built for the apps of today, it's built for the apps of tomorrow.
So let's bring it all home. That little N1 chip, it's more than just a component. It's a statement. It's Apple basically telling the entire industry that in this new world of AI and cloud computing, your processor is only half the story. The processor is only as good as its connection to the world. The secret isn't just one chip, it's the whole system.
And that really leaves us with a pretty fascinating big picture question, not just about the iPad, but about the future of all computing. With this M5 and N1 combo, Apple has drawn a line in the sand. And it really makes you wonder, as our digital lives get more and more connected, are we stepping into a new era? An era where the speed and quality of our connection to the world becomes even more important than the raw processing power we have in our hands.